Hey gang, Scott here. Today's video is about metadata and some changes that are coming to Google Image Search that I think are interesting for photographers that are licensing their work online. Now, Google Image Search, I'm sure you know, you put in a few descriptions about a photo you're looking for or an image you're looking for, and you get back a whole bunch of results. But it can be difficult to figure out, well, what's the source of the image? If I'm interested in licensing it, who do I reach out to? And there are some changes coming that can help in that regard. Now, this isn't going to be a magic bullet. This is not going to eliminate image theft at all. It's going to make it easier for the honest folks out there, the advertising folks, the marketing folks that are looking for photos to license. And if you're interested in licensing your photos, you already do, I think you'll be interested in these changes and some steps you can take with your photo metadata to make it easier for Google Images to route people to you. So let's talk about first the changes that are coming with Google Images. Here's the description of this coming soon feature in Google Images. I'll put a link to this page in the show notes, but in short, what we have here is some additional overlays and data beneath the photos that help people find you and where to license a photo. So someone types in a description into Google Images and you get a set of photos, and notice first you see this thing that says licensable. So that's the first clue that, oh, someone wants to get this photo, they can license it. They click on the photo, they get some additional information about the creator, the credit, and where to go to find out about licensing the image. How is this being powered? There's a few different ways, but in short, we want to add either structured data or IPTC metadata. Now, structured data gets pretty messy. That's like a lot of HTML work and basically coding on your website. But for the metadata embedded in the photo, well, we can do that pretty easily with our asset managers. And so what ends up happening is the new information, this example photo agency, this is a link to a licensing page. This is a link to licensing details. And the page describes all the various metadata fields you want to populate in the IPTC area. Well, in this video, I'm just going to show you how to do that in your asset manager so you can get everything set up the way you need to, and you'll be ready when this feature rolls out to Google Image Search. So let's have a look. So here in Photo Raw, I'm in the Browse module. I have a photo selected. On the right-hand panel, I have a couple of areas. I want to open up metadata and show this area. And make sure this IPTC tab is selected. And you'll see areas for contact, content, etc. all the way down here. There's 4 fields that we want to set in this area so Google Image Search will find that copyright and license breadcrumbs and show this to prospective licensors of your work. The first one's in the contact area. You set creator, and that's typically going to be you, your first name, your last name, a photographer that captured the image. Later in that same section, we have website. And that should be a pointer to where someone can find out information about licensing the image on your website or how to contact you to license the image. So any type of information that would be helpful to someone that wants to license your photo, have a web page for it, put that link in this website field. Farther down into the status area, we have the credit line. And for most of us, that will be ourselves or our photography company if you have a different company stood up for your photography. I guess if you're a second shooter for a wedding photographer or you're doing something on assignment for another corporation, well, maybe that would be a pointer or a reference to that company. But for most of us, it's going to be us, our name. And then finally in the copyright section, URL, that same web page, that same pointer to the website that has all the information about how someone can license your image. So recapping that, 4 fields you want to set in Photo Raw: creator, website, credit line, and then URL. And of course, you can save all of these into a metadata preset. You don't have to key this stuff in every time. Up in the top part of metadata, we can save a new preset. And I'll just call this like Google Image Search. I don't want to save everything. I'll turn all that off. What I do want is my IPTC contact information. So that's got the creator, website, and any other information I put in there. Like for me, I put in my PO box. I want the status area. That's got the credit line in it. And I want copyright information, the usage terms that I have set, as well as that URL that points to my licensing page. Those three things, I say OK. And now I have a metadata preset that I can choose to quickly populate those fields into any new photo. And you can tie that metadata preset into an import workflow. If you're using file import to bring photos into your ON1 catalog, leverage that metadata preset, and so every photo that you bring in will get those tags. When you export the photo to share online or post on your website, all of this metadata gets embedded in the photo, and then it's out in the world. When Google Image Search finds that photo, it'll pluck those fields out, do the right thing, and provide some breadcrumbs for someone to hopefully license your photo. I hope you found this useful, and until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Have fun.